The Festival of Lights. One crisp autumn evening, the streets of Fernhaven sparkled with excitement. Golden leaves danced through the air, lanterns hung from windows, tiny lights twinkled beneath every rooftop. Children laughed as they helped decorate the village square. Tonight was the Festival of Lights. It happened only once each year. Luna carried her silver lantern as she walked beside Fable. "I have never seen Fernhaven so beautiful," she whispered. Fable smiled. "The festival reminds everyone of something important." "What is it?" "That every light has a story." In the center of the village stood the great lantern tree. Its branches stretched high toward the stars. Hundreds of empty lanterns hung from its silver limbs. Luna tilted her head. "Why aren't they glowing?" Fable looked toward the tree. "They only shine after someone shares an act of kindness." Luna blinked. "Only kindness?" "Only kindness." Just then, the village bell rang softly. An elderly owl wearing deep blue robes stepped onto the little stone stage. Around his neck hung a silver key shaped like a tiny lantern. "My friends," he called warmly, "welcome to another Festival of Lights. Tonight we remember that light cannot be kept. It must be shared." The villagers smiled. Luna recognized him. It was Orion. Orion raised one small lantern. "This lantern is empty. It waits for kindness." He gently handed it to Luna. "What should I do?" "Simply keep your eyes and your heart open." Luna and Fable wandered through the festival. Music drifted through the square. Fresh bread filled the air with its warm scent. Children danced beneath strings of glowing lights. Suddenly Luna noticed a tiny hedgehog trying to reach an apple hanging from a market stall. It was just a little too high. Without thinking, Luna reached up and handed it to him. "Thank you." The little hedgehog beamed. The lantern in Luna's hands glowed faintly. A little farther along, Luna noticed an elderly squirrel carrying far too many baskets. "May I help?" Together they carried the baskets across the square. The lantern glowed brighter. Near the fountain, two young birds argued over who had lost a ribbon. Instead of choosing sides, Luna helped them search together. Moments later, they found it tucked beneath a flower pot. Both birds laughed. The lantern glowed brighter still. By the time the moon rose high above Fernhaven, Luna's lantern shimmered with warm golden light. She hurried back to the great lantern tree. Orion smiled knowingly. "I think your lantern has a story to tell." Luna gently hung it upon one silver branch. At once it burst into soft golden light. Then something wonderful happened. Nearby, lanterns began glowing too, one after another. Across the whole tree, villagers gasped. "I didn't light those," Luna whispered. Orion smiled. "No, you inspired someone else." Across the square, the little hedgehog shared his apple with a friend. The elderly squirrel helped another villager carry firewood. The two birds offered their ribbon to decorate the great lantern tree. Every act of kindness became another light. Soon the entire tree sparkled like a piece of the night sky. Fable climbed onto a little wooden crate. "I believe," he announced with a grin, "that stories work the same way." Everyone looked toward him. When someone receives kindness, they often become kind to someone else, and then another, and another, until one tiny moment becomes something much bigger. The villagers nodded. Orion gently placed his wing around Luna. "You wondered why the tree has so many lanterns." Luna looked upward. Thousands of tiny lights glowed among its branches. I understand now. No one lights the whole tree alone. Orion smiled. Exactly. The brightest places are built together. Music filled the square once more. Families danced. Friends laughed. Children carried glowing lanterns through the streets. The lights reflected in Moon Lake like hundreds of tiny stars. Luna held her silver lantern close. Its light looked no brighter than anyone else's. And that made her smile. She finally understood. You don't have to shine the brightest. You simply have to share your light. As the celebration came to an end, Orion handed Luna a tiny silver lantern charm. It will always remind you, kindness never ends where it begins. Luna tucked it carefully into her satchel. She and Fable walked home beneath the stars. Behind them, the great lantern tree continued glowing. Not because one lantern was extraordinary, but because every lantern had chosen to shine together, and somewhere high above Fernhaven, the stars twinkled just a little brighter, as if they were celebrating too. Gentle reflection. Have you ever done something kind for someone? Maybe you helped clean up, shared a toy, smiled at someone who looked lonely, or simply listened when a friend needed you. Kindness doesn't have to be big. Sometimes the smallest kindness can change someone's whole day. Just like the lanterns in Fernhaven, your kindness can inspire someone else to be kind too, and before you know it, one small light becomes many.